Good day, my name is Sheldon and I'm pleased to present to you the benefits of customs modernization. The last few years have seen major changes in the customs clearance process, which I will go through with you in this presentation. Prior to 2010, customs aligned all entries to use the SAD 500 or the Single Administration Document Format type. The introduction of customs procedure codes replaced the Bill of Entry Purpose Code was one of the major changes for customs to comply with the World Customs Organization latest method in collecting and storing Bill of Entry information. A big push in 2011 saw customs laying the foundations for mandatory manifest submissions. Supporting documents for entries can now be submitted from the comfort of your office. Customs are slowly replacing their CCA1 computer system with their international import and export system. This means that customs will soon not have to maintain multiple computerized systems. Increased manifest information being supplied by shipping lines, airlines, and groupies operators, and the implementation of a new computerized risk program allows customers to concentrate on high-risk shipments. All the information received is compared to the bill of entry and increases the flow of legitimate trade. This of course, decreases corruption because the computerized workflow systems assigns the workflow to the customs official. The centralized documentary inspection, that means that documentary inspections do not take place at the physical border post, but take place at a centralized hub, which means that there's less face-to-face human interaction and thus the decreased corruption. Less counterfeit products and cheaper low-quality food products flooding our markets ensures that sectors such as the textile industry, for example, are less affected by job losses. The bill of entry information, together with the manifest information required by customs now, means that customs conform to international practices. The modernization program has set the groundwork for future customs-to-customs communication. That means that if we import goods into South Africa, then in the future the customs officials that are exporting the goods will send our customs the information, and of course enhanced revenue collection. With customs securing the supply chain and not merely playing a gatekeeper role, South Africa can benefit from more trade agreements as well as increased security and intelligence information. Okay, one of the biggest threats is terrorism at the moment, as well as the trade in endangered species such as rhino, and they also want to stop harmful fauna and flora from coming in or leaving our country. Within the last decade, the clearance time has moved from a few days to a few minutes for entries that are not stopped or checked. Entries that are referred to checking can now be cleared within a day or two instead of around a week. Customs introduced new EDI response codes that keep the agent informed of the status of each clearance's progress. If all the parties involved in the clearance are paperless, then a paperless release can be printed once the entry is released by Customs. Customs have started a Trusted Trader initiative, and this means that the importers and exporters, as well as the agents, Customs will go and inspect their premises, make sure that their business systems and their process flows are correct and in line with the Customs Trusted Trader initiative. And if this is correct, then Customs should lower the risk threshold on their computerized system for that importer-exporter agent combination, which should maximize the efficiency of the supply chain. Customs are also working together with the Home Affairs. So if the electronic documents are submitted or approved, and again we're talking about the bill of entries as well as the manifests, the driver may not need to exit the vehicle because the drivers and the crew members the crew member of the vehicle's passport details are submitted on the manifest electronically. In the near future, customs are hoping that the driver may not have to exit the vehicle for cross-border movements. The following documents were replaced: the DA 500, the DA 550, the DA 600, the CCA 1 old cross-border BLNS clearance, and that has been replaced by the single administration document SAD 500. Why did these changes take place? A single form is easier to control and maintain than multiple forms. Customs can now present a breakdown of the revenue collected, compare import and export statistics for specific time periods, administer rebates more efficiently, and ensure that timely and accurate trade stats can be compiled for Parliament. This will then speed the processing of transactions. Customs want legitimate trade to flow, and this will reduce the workload on their staff and allow them to concentrate on more illegit or illegal trade. A single form can be completed for most types of customs clearances. Entries can be emailed or stored as a viewable PDF document. Entries and supporting documents can be submitted to customs without the need of physically handing the documents in at the Office of Clearance. Okay, this means that the forms can be checked on the computer screens before submitting EDI, and this should be a major cost saving with paper and toner. There were approximately 20 old purpose codes. There are now over 150 CPC codes or procedure combinations. The customs procedure combinations now represent almost exactly the purpose of each shipment, giving customs additional insight into the movement of the cargo. Benefit for customs of the unique consignment reference or UCR number is that it allows them to send bill of entry information to the Reserve Bank electronically. Okay, so customs sends the Reserve Bank some of the bill of entry information, and that means that the Reserve Bank can apply and enforce their monetary controls more efficiently. The benefits for trade is that the F178 form is no longer required to be printed and taken into the bank to be stamped, saving additional time and expenses. Customs can now match entries to the manifests received to enhance the checking of the correctness of the submissions and make sure that all cargo is cleared. This increases the customs risk assessment capabilities, allowing customs to ensure that all the cargo is cleared and thus minimize the chance of illicit cargo being shipped and increasing the collection of revenue. The manifest can be captured and sent to customs from the CompuClearing terminal in your office. We do cater for data integrations with other systems, so if you can get this information electronically in a data file to further reduce capturing, please contact your account manager. All the extra benefits of the electronic submissions is the savings on time, fuel, staff, increasing productivity, not to mention the toll fees that are coming. Customs will store the supporting documents not only for the clearances, but for post-clearance audits, which should now be easier as customs will already have the documentation that was submitted to them electronically. Centralized hubs can be used to assess entries. Okay, and this should contribute to less corruption and enhanced revenue collections. Benefits for trade. The supporting documents can be sent to customs from any computer with internet access and can be successfully sent to customs within minutes of customs asking for the documents to be submitted to them. The road manifest was fast-tracked by customs due to trade and parliamentary pressure, as goods were not being correctly declared and checked at the road borders. The cross-border controls will significantly reduce illicit cargo entering and exiting the Republic and make sure that all revenues are collected. If an electronic entry and manifest is submitted to customs, road vehicles can now get clearance to move through the border post within an hour, resulting in less clutter at the physical border. This is much quicker than in the past. CompuClearing has also worked to provide interfaces with the Asakuda system. Now, the Asakuda system is a United Nations sponsored program that is developed and used in a lot of the sub-Saharan and African countries. And the Asakuda system allows the agents in these countries to submit their bill of entries electronically to customs. Unfortunately, only the Asakuda system can submit these entries electronically to customs. So what we've done is we've created an interface. So if you capture the export entry on our CompuClearing system, we will then automatically upload or send that data to the Asakuda system, which means that less duplicate data capture is needed, and it should enhance your efficiency. Customs have made us aware of the following future plans. Mandatory electronic submission of manifests for all modes of transport. They have noted that once they make the submission of the manifests mandatory, there will be penalties involved if the manifests are not submitted to them in the correct time frames. Customs to customs sharing of shipment information, which we've spoken about earlier, where if an import is coming into South Africa, the exporting country will submit the export data to South Africa for the imports. The South African customs can then match the export the data that was given to the customs authority in the exporting country to what was declared for the importation, and see if there are any differences. Use of certain international CPC codes at the BLNS border posts. Yeah, that's a great benefit for customs because it increases their risk assessment capabilities at the BLNS border posts, allows them to ensure that all the cargo has in fact been cleared, that's with the manifest, and minimizes the chances of illicit cargo being shipped, and increases the collection of revenues. The benefits to trade is that less entries being framed and submitted for international cargo being transported through the BLNS territories. So an ROT comes from Germany through say Namibia, and currently you'd have to frame and submit an entry to get that shipment from Namibia into South Africa, and then submit another entry at an inland border post, bringing your duty and your VAT to account, so for a DP entry. So with the international CPC codes being adopted at the BLNS border posts, you no longer have to frame two entries and acquit one. You can now frame one entry at the BLNS border post, which should save time and money. It will also ensure that less illicit goods enter our country, ensuring job security in multiple sectors. The CompuClearing Help Desk is aware of all customs modernization changes to assist our clients with any queries that they may have. Please contact our help desk if you have any queries regarding modernization. If they can't help you, they will escalate it to someone who can. They will then get back to you with that answer as soon as possible. We also send out customer notifications prior to the implementation. These changes, the notifications cover the changes being made by customs, as well as how the changes are catered for in the data capture program. So we'll show you how to capture those specific changes. The help desk contact details, helpdesk@compu-clearing.com. EDI downtime. We've had a lot of queries regarding EDI downtime. What we do, as soon as we see that EDI has gone down, we first check all internal and external communications. Now what we mean by internal is we take a look at our systems and see, are we sending the messages out correctly? And can we access our system from an external environment? The first thing we do, the next step we do is we go to the external communication connections, such as companies such as Telkom. We check, are the Telkom lines down maybe? Is there maybe a problem with the Telkom switch? Once we've covered those bases, we go and check the Customs EDI bulletin board. That will then tell us if Customs is experiencing a problem. If we still haven't found the problem, we will then contact Customs to inquire on their communication status. They usually are exceptionally good and get back to us within 15 minutes to half an hour of us contacting them. Our biggest area of support is trying to keep the EDI up 100% of the time.
Of customs modernization. If you have further queries, kindly contact your account representative or alternatively our help desk at helpdesk@compu-clearing.com. Enjoy the rest of your day.